What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of EdgeWorks Knife Studio. Today I am going to do something that I didn't plan on doing. I'd planned on showing you my steps to get a Kasumi finish. I'm going to move that to a different video. Yesterday I decided to go ahead and do some forging. It's been a minute, and I forged this knife. It kind of initially was in the style of, or inspired by an iridashi. It's those long rectangular knives, you know, with the, like, looks like a K-tip almost. It's kind of like a razor and a single bevel. This is inspired by that design. It's not anywhere close to looking like one, but that is the inspiration for this knife. And I've forged it, and I've heat treated it, and I have sanded it some. But I wanted to flatten the bevels some more to my liking by hand, and I guess sharpen it, right? So I was going to show you guys that process. Going to be kind of a little quicker one today, using my newer that I've been testing, King 120 grit, which I'm assuming silicon carbide. I've got the package over here. I didn't really get a whole lot of information on it, and this package is not very helpful because I can't read Japanese. But it's called the C45, which I'm assuming stands for coarse, because, you know, you got your S series, which is like your S3 and stuff. That's your 6000, and the 8000 grit, or the S series, which I'm assuming means superfine. And completely unrelated to that, I guess the 1000 and whatnot are labeled with a K. KW65 is one, but also KDS, you know, King Deluxe. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, this is the Kingstone here that came in that package. Like I said, it's 120 grit. It is a black coarse. Again, I'm assuming silicon carbide. I don't know. That's the thing that I can figure out that closest resembles it. This is a Nanowa 120 grit. It's like it's a small surfacing stone, very similar, but this almost seems a little coarser. But this thing is very hard. I say that meaning it is a little friable, but you know, normally if you have 120 grit stone, they're really friable. You know, you wear them out in a certain section. If you spend even a little too much time in one area, it'll dish, it'll, you know, gouge out sections, etc. This is not like that. This is extremely hard, and it feels extremely durable. So I need to find out some more information on this stone, because I am blown away by its performance so far. I'd ordered it before the tariffs, and I did a small little round of testing, and that was it. But anyway, so this knife, one of the things I wanted to do before I got into it, I tested on this side. You can probably see some grind lines, some hand grind lines on the 120 here. Yeah, you can see them. There we go. But what I wanted to do is I've had some people, I've seen them on Reddit, right? They'll post or have posted about wanting to get a belt grinder, which is obviously what I used to grind this knife out, make the bevels and stuff. But they were they were associating stone grits with belt grits. And one of the things I wanted to cover is that's not true. If you see this finish here on this bevel, which is a little sloppy, I will say, but you see it's kind of, again, I'm going to even it up, don't worry. But you see how it's shiny, right? And even this surface is pretty shiny. That's an 80 grit belt. So I didn't use a 1000 grit belt. I didn't use a 3000 grit belt or a Trizact or whatever. That is a 80 grit silicon carbide belt that did that. So you don't have to get these super high grits. I ran it at about 1800 RPM to get that result. So anyway, I've already kind of flattened this side how I wanted it. There's some spots here I don't like that I need to do this on this same side. We'll get it set. I may take it up from the 120, or I'm sorry, yeah, from the 120, but I may not, and maybe we'll put an edge on it. So let's go ahead here. I'll show you how this stone works. Again, it's a very nice stone. One of the things you'll notice here is I've got some marks down here that are not ground properly, and I have some unevenness. So I'm going to flatten all that out and get it true, and then we'll move forward. It'll show you also how fast this goes. I tempered this and I tested it with the tools that I have to test hardness. I don't have an actual hardness tester. I have the hardness files, and it is registering between 55 and 60. So I'm sorry, between 57 and 60. So it's probably about 58 to 59 HRC. I normally try to get them at a target around 60. It just depends. This is 1095 steel. It'll be fine for what I plan to do with it. So let's go ahead and get this going. In case you did not see my post yesterday, I do have a new schedule for my uploads, and that's going to be today, Tuesdays, and Saturdays. It'll work really well with my new work schedule and how things are going there, and it'll just kind of help me to maintain my consistency once again, because things have really fallen off lately with how everything's going for me. It's just been really crazy work. It's just stupid. I don't know what happened. It's never been like that the whole time I've worked there. All of a sudden this year, I guess. So as you can see, one thing for sure, this stone is thirsty. It is making a slurry, but it's mostly metal removal. Yes, there's some stone in there, but it is not losing a lot of its grit. You know, I kind of was looking at the surface, because with these types of stones, when they're softer, you can work on them like this. Then you can turn them to the side, and you can kind of look at your flatness of the stone, and you can see like tracks where you know, worked on a spot too much or whatever. And so far, I've done that other side, and I have not seen anything like that. It's not saying that it's impervious to it, right? I mean, it is a possibility. Anything is, even higher end stones. Oh, that's the other thing. I paid $12 for this, so, and that was from Amazon Japan. And this thing is a grinding beast. So I've already gotten this part here flat like I wanted it to. There's little humps that I screwed up on the grind. So anyway, just food for thought. It's a great stone. And you can hear it's chewing through metal. Sounds like a gravel road. I've soaked it a little bit beforehand too. Probably a good 5 minutes. So I mean, this thing, it likes water. I'm gonna put a handle on this knife, and the only thing I heat treated and tempered was the actual blade area. So I'm not worried about having the holes pre-drilled for the handle and whatnot. Oh man, yeah, that's flattening that out real good. I'll be able to come up on these bevels the same way that I do on the grinder. So one of the things you do is it's exactly the same on a belt grinder. than it is on stones. So to make your bevel lines, the way that I made them here, as you can see there, you know, you got your edge bevel, and you got your flats up here. So you do it the same way by on the grinder when you're grinding it. Whenever I do it, if this is the belt, it goes this direction. So I have the edge facing up, which is dull, by the way. And wherever you put your pressure, whenever you got it up against the belt, is where it's going to grind. Same thing like whenever you're flattening a knife, thinning a knife. And that is how you can create your bevels. You do it slowly. So you'll put pressure here, and then move back a little, and slowly that line will creep up. And as long as you're keeping everything even, you will make even lines. And there was just a slight unevenness to this one, which I can fix this way. So that's why I wasn't too worried about doing it on the belt, because you can also, if you chase your bevels too much, you will all of a sudden have a complete flat, because you're going to have it like higher here, lower there, or lower there, higher here. And it's just a pain, trust me. Ask me how I know, huh? I do plan on doing a video of me actually forging one. I'm going to do some Sanmai. So I'm going to do that video. It'll be a kind of a time-lapse video. With some stopping and talking points, you know. But it'll be in that style. Yeah, we're coming up on those. Yeah, it looks really good. I need to work on the tip some and a little more closer up to that bevel. And I do believe we'll be okay. So right about there. Always stop and look at what you're doing too, just like with flattening, thinning, whatever. You don't want to get going too hardcore and then look at it and go, crap, I should have stopped like 3 minutes ago, you know? Also, this is a reminder, you cannot grind your knuckles on a belt sander, or a belt grinder. I go back and forth between calling it a sander and a grinder. Technically, I guess it could be both. It's a metal grinder, so that's its actual purpose. But you can do whatever. All right, we're gonna kind of gently here get these little spots. Get my tip action. I haven't decided if I want to use this to put the first bevel on, or if I want to do it a different way. I mean, sometimes I'll do it with the grinder. You can see here we got a little taper action there. The funny thing is, you know, I wasn't even really focusing on putting that distal taper in. I just did it. It did it naturally with the way that I was grinding. Shit. Because whenever you are grinding, like I said, I do mine with the blade up. You got your steady hand. It's just like with everything else. You need to have a steady, straight pull, and then pressure. So you got your thumb back here, all right, and you don't move this one because it's in the center of the platen, and you pull it. But your natural pull is going to kind of give it just a little pull off, which is going to then create that taper. It also has to do with the geometry and everything else. It's you know, there's many things to it. I think we're looking good here. Now, because I've already done that other side, I'm just going to touch it real quick. I'm not going to do a whole lot with it. I kind of like the look of this 120 grit pattern too. I don't know why. I just like it. I may not go any higher than that. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I could always change my mind at any time and use a different grit. Okay. We got a little oxidation happening here, but that's fine. All you gotta do is grind it out a little bit. Hope everybody's weekend was good. I did not get a chance to relax. It was a 3-day weekend. I had work and family stuff to do. So that was unpleasant, but necessary. Oops, let me get the bottom here real quick. Okay. I'm going to swap it on over a little bit. Literally just a few passes just because. I want to make sure it's all good. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it was fine before I started that, but I just double checked, make sure. Yeah, I like that. Again, I may take it up to a 500 or something. I don't know. We'll see. So now I'm looking at putting an edge on it. I'm thinking I'm gonna, I don't know, how long are we into the video? Only 17 minutes. I could end this here and bring it back and do a fixed angle system to put the edge on it, which I might do that instead. I just kind of wanted to show you guys this and then, you know, talk about my new schedule and whatnot. But yeah, I'm thinking about making several of these, so if anyone's interested, I will up their hardness level. I could even technically fix this one. I just need to heat treat it again and then freaking sand it again. Ugh. But yeah, if people are interested in this kind of stuff, let me know. I'd be glad to see what I could do, or, you know, put them on my Etsy thing or whatever. I don't know, something. I saw the tip needed a little work. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to attempt to put the edge on it on this stone. It's not hard to do. I've done it numerous times, but I was kind of wanting to put a fixed angle edge on it, but that's fine. Let's just test this because I can always do that later. So for this knife, I'm thinking yeah, maybe that, yeah. Let's just see. It should be about 18 degrees. Roughly. Okay. Remember, there was zero edge on this thing. Also, it just completely came off the freaking stone. Oh my God, why do I keep doing that? I'm over compensating here because of giving a little extra pressure because there isn't an edge. Maybe, and it still is smaller. So it's like 7 inches by 2 something. Try to make sure I use the whole thing here. It's like a gravel road. I guess I could have just used diamonds too. Got a good looking bevel. Got a humongous burr, which is actually good. I may have slightly burnt the edge just a little bit. There was a couple moments where it got super hot, and that was on me for trying to make corrections, and when I made those corrections, it was, you know, kind of a desperation move. That's why I had to just stop. I did fix them, but at the sake of a little bit of burn. Just a little bit back here on the heel, and we'll switch. Come here, you. There we go. Switching on over. Man, that burr is so crazy. I don't know, you can probably hear. There it is. She's just massive. Okay. I'm just gently pulling that burr. I know it doesn't sound like it. I almost feel like I'm kind of cratering this thing, but it's not. You can usually feel it too. Yeah, it's still, when I look at it against the background, it is not, it's not gouged, it's not like falling to one side. I mean, clearly, again, it is friable to a degree, and it is indeed losing some of its abrasive. That's the nature of these kinds of stones. Looking good in the neighborhood. Kind of wish I'd have put the handle on it first. It's digging into my hand. I mean, I chamfered these a little bit, but oh well. Can't cry about it now. The good thing about this knife is you can look at it, and if you see a bevel, you know that you've done it because there wasn't one to begin with. Okay. Now I'm going to go back on this other side. I'm going to give it a few more strokes to match it up with the other side, because the other side's the bevel's just slightly bigger, which means I gave it a little less tilt, which is fine. I can remedy that, or maybe not. Maybe I am good. We'll see. Give me a second. Oh yeah, no, we're good. I think we're good to deburr. I mean, that's not bad for that stone, I'm telling you. I mean, there's no way that burr is still on there. Sounds like the thing's a pterodactyl calling with every little swipe there. Dry it off. Okay. We now have a pretty good little bevel, which you really can't see here, which is fine. Feels ruggedly sharp. Now, just a quick little paper test, because clearly 120 grit is not the final edge for this. It is but the beginning. Oh, just grab one of these. Is it folded in half? No. Okay. Nothing fancy here, just looking for an edge. So I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel yet. I am going to sharpen this further in another video. But there we go. We went from 0 edge. Oops. It is not liking that paper. 0 edge to an edge. Apparently not a very special edge. Maybe if I strop it just a little bit. Again, this is nowhere near where we want to leave it. I plan on probably going maybe 220, 200, 220, something like that. I may bust out the FSK actually. Just put it on the 400 and then go up from there and be done. I think that'll probably be a much better idea. All right, wipe the junk off. Try again with this garbage paper. Oh yeah, get over here. Much better. Just had to get rid of the nasties. So anyway, there you have it. I'm also going to do the video of putting the handle on. I've got all kinds of stuff as far as handle material to choose from wood to some G10 material different patterns. I'll even let you guys help me pick if you want. Yeah, that way we can see how I do it, and I will do a video on how I make the handle. I'll pre-drill the holes. That way I don't have to do a whole video on that, but I'll just probably drill 2 or 3 holes into the handle and then affix the handle material with epoxy and pins. But I'll get a still or a video shot of the actual materials I have to choose from. Like, for example, some of it I have sitting right here. I don't want to waste this on this particular knife, and I hate to say it like that to make it sound like it's some kind of a waste, because it's not, but this is some stuff I wanted to do different things with, and it's spalted maple. So those are going to be for some other handles for some kitchen knives, probably some kuritsukes and maybe gyotos and whatnot, you know, just kind of different things to play with that I want to have a pretty handle for. So anyway, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Again, the new schedule is Tuesday and Saturday, so be looking for me to upload then, and we'll get back on track, and hopefully I can get everything back in order and get my brain back in track. So it's been kind of crazy. I appreciate all the support, guys, and I look forward to discussing everything in the comments and seeing you Saturday. Peace. Have a good week.